blank, underscore, blank, Rosa's POV. I'm a loser, that's what I am. Nobody wants me. Am I that of a bad luck? Am I that cursed? My life sucks. I sat down under a shade and bent my head to cry. I've just been kicked out of the school I managed to attend. The fee isn't much, but I still can't pay because I don't have anything doing. I live with my stepmother who's really poor. She doesn't have a child, so I'm her only family. She loves me a lot and I'm grateful she's not like other stepmothers. And now she's sick, how am I going to take her to the hospital? A dime isn't even on me. I'm so useless crying. Let me introduce myself. I'm Rosalind, mostly called Rosa. I'm 19 years old, tall, long hair which I don't take care of. And I'm ugly. Well, I'm not really ugly, I'm beautiful, but because of my condition, I'm looking really tattered. The sky turned dark, it's going to rain. I got up and began to walk down the street. I began to hear shouts and people running towards my direction. Then I began to hear gunshots. Are they having a fight again? In this part of Seoul, there are two main terrorist gangs. The Vipers and the Red Light. These two gangs hate each other so much. Always fighting and killing each other's men. Though the Vipers are more dangerous, especially their leader Bad Boy. He's a terror, everyone is afraid of him. Just the mention of his name can make the youngest child cry endlessly. In fact, the stories I've heard about him are terrible. I don't even want to meet him in my entire life. Rosa, run, the Vipers are coming. That was my neighbor who ran past me. I came back to my senses and tried to run. Unfortunately, a stray bullet met my thigh. I winced in pain and fell down. Other people began to run faster after they sighted me on the ground. I looked at my leg and I was bleeding terribly. I began to cry. I looked ahead and saw their convoy coming. Oh no, I'm in big trouble. This is the end. Goodbye, Mom. I'm sorry I can't take you to the hospital. I'm sorry I won't be there for you anymore. I'm sorry. I was crying profusely. Their convoy parked beside me. It opened and I saw two legs climbing down. I looked up and saw him. Bad Boy. Next day. I woke up in a hospital. My eyes opened and I found out that I was still alive. I looked at my leg. It was bandaged up. I sighed. Thank God I'm alive. I'll see Mom again. I wonder how long I've been here. Luckily a nurse came in. You're awake? Yes. Does your leg hurt? She moved to me and examined my leg. Yes. Don't worry. It will soon come back to normal. Just a month or so. How long have I been here? 2 days. Who brought me here? Bad Boy. My eyes widened. Bad Boy? She smiled. You should rest. She patted my shoulder and left. Bad Boy brought me here? Why am I so unfortunate? Well, at least he didn't let me die. Maybe I'm just lucky. I can't wait to see Mom. She'd be worried sick now. Next day. Isn't my life the worst? My stepmom is dead. She died that same day. I couldn't even get to say goodbye. My mom is dead. Life is so unfair. First it didn't allow me to know my real mom because she died when I was born. Then it took my dad away on my 15-year-old birthday. Now the woman I have come to love as my mom is also dead. She's in the morgue. I don't even have the money to pay for the morgue fee. And this house makes me feel so lonely. I dropped my crutches and sat on the couch. My landlord entered without even knocking. Good afternoon, sir. I bowed. LL, Rosa, after your mom's funeral, you'll have to leave here. You guys are owing too much. I can't let you stay because you won't be able to pay. Sir, I'll try to pay. I'll work. LL, work? How long will you work? You won't be able to cover all the debts. I'm sorry, Rosa, but after tomorrow you won't be staying here anymore. He then left. I began to cry. It's true, I won't be able to pay the debts. I wanna die. The cemetery. I watched as my beloved mom was fixed into the wall that was built for fixing in coffins. The opening was covered and her picture placed in a glass beside it. My face was already soaked and swollen. I quickly turned back and wanted to leave. I began to walk on my crutches as I made my way out. I wouldn't have even been able to pay for anything here, but a good Samaritan helped me. I don't even know the person. Maybe he or she heard about my predicament. But I guess the person forgot to pay my house rent. I walked to the house and saw that it was already locked with my things outside. I sighed and walked further. It was already getting late. I just felt like going around to relieve myself instead of sitting in one place and mourning. The sky was already dark and I was still walking around with my crutches. I came to a place and sat down beside the road. I actually fell asleep. When I woke up, the road was already empty. No cars were passing and everywhere was quiet. I began to feel afraid. I'm all alone in the dark. What if something terrible happens to me? I better find refuge somewhere. I took my crutches and began to walk slowly down the street. I saw headlights from afar. The car was coming really fast. I left the road to the pedestrian way. The car was black. It got really close and it was really fast. What a rugged driver. I muttered as I stood still for it to pass. It drove past me but suddenly stopped. I became scared. I began to walk as fast as I could with the crutches. The car began to reverse. My heart was beating loud. The car stopped in front of me. I swallowed a lump in my throat. It opened and someone with dark shades stepped out. I wonder who wears shades at night. I moved back and bowed. I looked up and he removed his shades. My jaw dropped. "Bad boy. Hi." He smiled. Or maybe this isn't him. I don't think he smiles. "Why are you outside by this time?" I looked down. "Should I tell you why I'm outside?" I didn't talk because I was terrified. Maybe I would even faint now. Just came back from my club. Those bitches almost drained me out. I looked up. Bitches. Was he with girls? He saw the look on my face and began to laugh. I moved back again. "Sorry about your mom and your leg." He looked at my crutches and back to my face. "Thank you. You need somewhere to sleep tonight. I'll give you a place." "What?" "No, I'm okay. I'll just get into the car." It was more like an order. I shuddered. I'm so scared. What if he does something bad with me? I can't trust this guy. He moved towards me and took my crutches. I screamed and almost fell, but he held my waist with one hand and the crutches with the other. I blinked repeatedly. He helped me to the car, opened the back door and dropped the crutches. "Please, leave me alone. Please, I'm begging you." He smirked and opened the other door. He carried me up and sat me down, then closed it. He sat on the driver's seat and drove off. I didn't say anything anymore, neither did he. I couldn't even turn to look at his face. I looked at the glove box and saw weapons of mass destruction. I gasped and he frowned at me. "Don't touch anything." He looked away. I swallowed and sat still. We reached a mansion and he parked. He got out and carried me out. He gave me my crutches. "Let's go." He walked ahead of me and was walking fast. He stopped and looked back. I was far behind. He sighed and came back. He carried me up and left the crutches outside. We entered the house and I gasped. "Where is this place?" We entered the elevator and went upstairs. He opened a door and it was a bedroom. "You're staying here." He dropped me on the bed and looked around. "A maid will bring your crutches for you. She'll also help you with some things." He made for the door. "Bad boy." He looked back. "Thank you." He smirked and opened the door and left. I fell on the bed. Wow. Bad boy lives here? Awesome. Please subscribe, watch for the part 2.